Sounds like a monkey, but it's a dolphin.
That's all I got. I mean, that's the best dolphin I got. Lizzie can do a really good dolphin. Do your dolphin. Let me hear it. Yeah.
Mine's a little too low.
Mine sounds like a horse.
Dang, Mythical Beast, you guys have been waiting for that one. And we knew that we were going to disappoint you.
We knew it was going to be disappointing.
Maybe I said, no, we loved it. We loved it, guys. Welcome to Good Mythical More. Man,
my
lips are chapped.
Yeah.
Man, that is peculiarly perfect.
Oh,
peanut butter peppermint?
Peppermint.
Lip balm?
In the same lip balm. Both of them together. You wouldn't think it would be great.
Find a peanut butter peppermint flavored
great.
lip balm on Earth besides at RhettandLink.com/store, and then act like you didn't see it, because we have the only one, I hope, and I think, and I believe.
Okay, we've got some more amazing, surprising. They're not amazing, they're surprising.
All right, so that girl that you talked about was 17 years old. I'm gonna go even younger than that. 9-year-old girl was surprised by a tornado. July 1st, 1955, she was riding her horse near her house in Bodle, South Dakota.
Bodle.
Her mother, Marion, was following behind her in a car. I guess she was learning how to ride a horse. And it's like, Mom, just stick with me.
Well, her mom was concerned. At least she didn't have her on a leash. You seen those kids on the leashes?
Yeah.
I went on a hike the other day, and there was a man with a kid on a leash, but he was in the creek bed. Like,
I thought you were going to say, but he was in a car and the kid was running beside the car, because I was still thinking
they
about
were
that.
walking in the creek bed, and he had like a marionette, like he was puppeting the child almost. Like it was this thing that you hold out so the kid can walk on big rocks and stuff and not fall.
He levitated the kid with the leash?
And the kid was like a 3-year-old girl, and she's like, having the best time. He's like, I don't know if it
was the leash around her neck?
No, it was like come on, give me a break. And so, but it was
a harness.
It made me think, either this is something that he uses while hiking, or he puppets this child constantly. I chose to believe the former.
Puppets the child.
The former.
Oh, not the latter.
Yeah. Okay.
So the mom was chasing the horse-bound Sharon down
Sharon is
the South Dakota.
No one 9 years old is named Sharon, first of all.
Right.
But just, I'm going to quit making comments.
Her name doesn't become Sharon until what?
Until
puberty?
later. Like, she's definitely like Sherry or something like that. And then she's Sharon when she's like, I went to college and now I'm going to be called Sharon.
So mom looks away for a second, and then a tornado says, ooh, now's my chance. And the tornado comes up and takes the daughter and the horse, sucks her up into the tornado, while the mom looks back and she's like, whoa, where's my daughter and the horse? All I see now is a tornado. Marion, the mom, I guess, got out of the car and then hops back in the car and chases the tornado from her car. Yeah. She was looking for Sharon's little blue jacket, and that was what let her know that she was definitely in the tornado, because the jacket would come around. Here's the blue jacket. There's the blue jacket. There's the blue jacket, going in circles.
Now, we talked about this because, the wind inside the tornado is going like, what, 200 miles an hour or whatever a tornado is. It's really fast. And so fast that when a tornado like comes through a structure, it can take like pine needles and like put them through your head, right?
Mm-hmm. Or a piece of wood.
But the point is that a pine needle is not something that normally goes through your head, but if it's going fast, and of course a piece of wood can go through your head. I could probably get one through your head.
No, I said the pine needle could go through a piece of wood.
Oh. Yes, go through a piece of wood.
Because I don't like to visualize pine needles going through people's heads.
So with that much force, you would think, how do you get inside of a tornado on a horse and be okay? And my theory is because once you're inside the tornado...
Spoiler alert, she was not okay. She died. And the horse died.
It's a survival story, man.
But
hold on, but I haven't finished
because
everything's going the same speed.
It's like putting anything in a flushing toilet bowl. Nothing's going to collide because it's all going the same.
That's how you survive.
Collide.
But you would think the part when you hit the ground would be bad.
When that part came, that
part did happen. She's not still in the tornado.
She landed on her stomach after traveling 1,000 feet. She landed in a ditch, almost completely unharmed. She had some bruises on her hands from the hail, and the horse was dropped a few feet away, unharmed except for a broken hoof. So not unharmed, she had a broken hoof.
But horses
unharmed
are
except for
fragile,
a
man.
broken hoof.
Horses are really fragile.
And there you have it. She survived. The mom picks her up. She said, I took my blue jacket and I put it over my head while I was in the tornado. That's what the girl.
That's all you got to do.
That's what the 9-year-old said. So just always wear a blue jacket out there in the Midwest and apparently pull it over your head when you're riding a horse in a tornado.
This is not a record. This is not the record for being taken the furthest in a tornado because it happened. There's a dude that went like 1,200 feet or something. So
yeah, she went 1,000 feet.
That's crazy.
But he was not on a horse.
I think she got off the horse pretty early.
She holds the record of riding a horse in a tornado.
At least starting on horseback, which is still a pretty good record.
I mean, she should look into the rodeo.
Yeah. If she had just held onto the reins, she would have stayed on the horse the whole time, and then we'd have a real story to tell.
Well, I felt like I had a real story to tell. I just told it.
Okay, this is one that is an amazing documentary that I don't know where the documentary is anymore.
It was on Netflix because I watched it.
But I'm sure you could get it somewhere where you
Touching
can buy
the Void.
So, and it's kind of
as opposed to Avoiding the Touch, which is a documentary about me and that my girlfriend made in high school.
Okay, I'm glad you clarified where you were going with that. Oh, wow. There's another one about the void that's surfing. What is that called? Enter the Void?
Step into liquid. Touching the liquid. Step into liquid is what it's called.
Avoid the liquid. That's what it's called.
Step into liquid.
There's another one that's also the Void. But so it's not really a documentary as much as it's these two guys telling their story and then they like show like dramatic.
It's a drama.
Yeah, reenactment, which is still good though.
No, it's a documentary. It's not a drama.
But with a dramatic reenactment.
Dramatic reenactment, yeah.
Because they didn't have cameras at the time. The GoPro didn't exist. So in 1985, these two Brits, Joe Simpson, Simon Yates, they're going mountain climbing, and they're in the Peruvian Andes. They are basically trying to climb a mountain that had never been climbed. This is the kind of things that these guys did. So it's totally covered in ice and everything. What always happens when you're mountain climbing? The weather turns, something bad happens. Well, they're coming back down. Joe slips and falls and breaks his leg. Of course, Joe screwing everything up. So Simon's like, okay, well, I'm going to put you on this sled situation and I'm going to lower you down the mountain. Like, he's going to have to hold him. And he's kind of pulling him in because Joe's broken leg is on this thing. The weather gets so bad that he can't see. All he knows is that Joe just went over the edge of a cliff. Because he's coming down the side of the mountain.
On the rope that he's still attached to.
And he's like lowering him down and then like catching up with him so they can kind of go down in tandem. So he goes over the cliff.
That's not a word.
He goes over the cliff and he is thinking, you know what? This guy is hanging over this cliff. I haven't heard from him in a while. I can't see him because we're in a blizzard. Simon cuts the line after waiting for an hour because he figures, I'm going to die if I don't do something about this because this guy's pulling me down the mountain.
# friendship goals.
So he cuts the line, well, assuming that he's either already dead or I just killed him. Well, it turns out that Joe...
No, then he goes all the way home and goes back to camp.
Yeah, he goes back to camp and thinks about his decision.
And then X number of days later, guess who strolls into the same camp?
How long was it later?
It took him 3 days.
3 days later.
3 days later.
Joe slides himself on the sled right up to camp.
It's like, what was that reunion like? It's like, hey.
Well, let's just say they're no longer friends.
Is that true, though?
They're no longer friends, right?
Yeah, although
I don't think they were friends when the rope cutting. I think that was the moment, not the reunion.
He said always, though, that he thought it was the right decision to cut the rope.
Right, because they were essentially both going to die. There's nothing that he could do. But
Hey, buddy,
Joe fell 50 minutes.
Thought you were dead. It's just
He fell 50 feet into a crevasse and
crevice.
got down there to the bottom and then dragged himself 5 miles along the bottom of it. 3 days without food or water. I guess he had ice. I mean, that's not water.
At what point did he touch the void? I mean, when are we going to get to that?
I think he touched it when he hit the bottom of the crevasse.
Oh, okay.
You know, you reach out into the void and then you hit the bottom of the crevasse.
And then when he showed up, he was avoiding the touch. Have a great day, guys.